Oh, this song is such a great song for the way I feel. Yep. Yep. Hey. All right. It is Adrienne, Capricorntigress of Astrology, A Look Inside. And this song, which is called Blessing, I'm just starting it right over because it just aptly reflects how I feel about everything. I'm cutting it back up for a minute. Give me a second. Hey. Mhm. Yeah. I'm just feeling this song so much anyway. I'm a Jeff Cale fan. Oh my gosh. I love everything from Jeff Cale. Everything. It's amazing. I had to show respect to the song. I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even talk. I mean, I just had to give it its respect, okay? Because that song deserves all respect. Anyway, this is Adrienne Capricorntigress from Astrology, A Look Inside.com, and I am coming to talk for the month of December. You know, I had tried to do something a few weeks ago, and I'm still not there. It's hard for me to put in words, and I don't really want to say anything anymore since, how the election went. But I feel as though not only myself, but a great number of people have been going through, I can only describe as depression, a sadness, a loss of hope. And before anyone says anything about me, because I'm wearing dark hair, and when I went blonde on purpose, because I always got called Michael Jackson. So if you're even thinking that, you're part of the problem. I don't look like Michael Jackson. So I just hope that's not anything anyone is thinking. I'm so tired of going through that. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. Anyway, eh, that's it. That's that's where I've been. I since I've heard about this great depression, this sadness, this increase in suicide. I kid you not. It's all been since the election. But I think overall there's just been a sadness, but we had a brief moment of hope and then all hope was dashed. So it's been hard to come and talk about anything because for me, I feel that something went awry. But I mean, I'm just me, and you know, I'm not going to say anything because it's not my place. I will say this though. We got a full moon in Gemini coming up. Let's see. Let me find out exactly where that is. Let me see. Full moon in Gemini. There we go. Let's see what it tells us. It's December 15th. So we've got 6 days. It's the cold moon. Oh. It's the last full moon of 2024. So it happens at 4:02 a.m. Eastern, which means it's happening at 1 o'clock in the morning here on December 15th. I'm in Seattle. So it's the cold moon, the cold moon. And I, even without going through here and seeing what other people are going to say about this cold moon, it's Gemini. So I'm thinking, because this is the way my mind thinks, it's a coldness that is, I think, a mental coldness or emotional coldness. Now, the cold moon is the cold moon, but I think cold moon, how perfect for Gemini. They're known for, well, they're friendly usually, but they're air signs. They're the summer version usually, so they're usually warm. Maybe it'll add some to this cold moon. Let's see. I'm trying to find out exactly where the degree is. It's so weird that so many people, to me, the degree is the most important thing. I can't seem to find it anywhere. Hold on. Let me see if I can find. Really? I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. They really don't have it. Oh, there it is. 20. I thought it was 24. I thought it was 25. So it is going to be in her 12th house. Ah, crap. 24 degrees. It's going to be freaking. Wait a minute. Oh, it's going to be with Jupiter. Wait a minute. What does that mean for me? Let me hold on. See, this is how I get off target. This is exactly how it happened. Hold on for a second, you guys. I'm gonna find out what I need to find out. Okay, where am I at? Okay, Mercury is in my 11th house, and it's retrograde in my 11th house right now. Oh gosh. Uh, the moon is in my third house, about going from my second to my third house. Oh gosh. It wants to talk. But okay, so I am going to pull up a chart. Let's get an extended chart. Oh, I gotta sign in. Oh wait, sorry, put it in the wrong place. Do you, anyone that's was still here, God bless you. Blessings, you know what I mean? Because I went all over the place. I got ADHD. I don't like saying that because I don't want to affirm it, but it's been diagnosed like a couple of years ago. So I already know. I wander mentally. But right now, I've gotten to the place where we want to go, which is to pull up a chart. I want to pull up for on the day. I'm going to do that just to see how what my chart is going to look like for a second. I just want to see something, and then I want to do my daughter. Just want to see for her. You want to hear something funny? As I do this, I just started to think about this. My daughter just did a stand-up show, and in the stand-up show, one of her things that she talked about is the fact that her mother is an astrologer. So I guess for her, it must be like a funny thing to have this mother who gives motherly advice, which is astrologer advice. So I guess, yeah, I'm, she said she got booked for another event from it. So it must have been really funny. And I just realized that my progressed Mercury is exactly square my progressed Venus. Oh God, Lord, and my progressed Mercury's in my first house. So stuff like I'm doing here, meandering and talking crazy stuff, it probably frustrates everybody. But what the hell? Oh, and my progressed moon is opposed my progressed Mercury too. Oh, my progressed moon is on my progressed. Is that on my exactly? Oh, it passed. Okay, it passed. No wonder I've been having heart troubles. Oh, Venus is on my natal Mercury. Ah, and my progressed Mars is opposed my natal Mercury. Oh, that's probably why. And it's retrograde. My progressed Mars is retrograde. I do feel like I pulled in a lot, you know. I used to make so many more videos, and I just stopped. But then, like I said, there's this myth thing, and then I do feel like I have something going on. They actually diagnosed me with a heart condition, so I got it. Whatever it is, if it's my heart's not good. I don't like saying that. I'm going to take that. Let's take that out of the universe. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's see. I just feel like I had to say that because I had to. And Saturn, freaking Saturn's going to be going over my progressed Sun. Ah, oh, I hope I'm going to survive that. Ah, are you kidding me? When does that happen? Oh, I am, you guys, hold on. Lord, hold on. Let me just see something. Let me check. I got to check on my life. Hold on. Oh my God. Whoa, I did not know how it was that close. I'm not ready to go yet. Let's pray that's not what's going to happen. When is this? Is this it? Where do we got here? Okay, progress Saturn. Oh, it's going backwards. Is it retrograde? No, it's going forwards. Oh, this is last year. I'm like, I have 2024 and I put January. Let me put 2025. I was thinking, what the heck? Okay, here we go. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that's January. It's not quite on it yet in January. But Jupiter's retrograding, so that doesn't make a square yet. Let me go up a couple of months. Hold on. See what... Okay, I passed it. Let me go back. What the hell? Oh my God, it's in January. Ooh, it passes over by February. Oh, why do people always die around their birthday? I am so morbid and I am so sorry, y'all, but hold on. I just want to see what else is going on that day. Oh, this is really close. So the week of January 25th, let me see. So between the 25th, for sure, let me see the 28th of January. Oh, definitely. Like from the 25th to, let's see, what's the 30th? The 31st day of January. It is 31 days. That's the oh my God, that's the day. So the day I most am fearful of is January 31st of this year. Between the 30th and 31st. There's actual fear. The only thing that doesn't give me fear is that I was born at 17 degrees, Capricorn ascendant, but so the sun is trine or sextile my natal ascendant, and so would Saturn be, but Saturn is so on the 30th or 31st of January, I'm really scared for myself, okay? Because Saturn is going to be transiting over my progressed sun in Pisces at 17 degrees. I just tracked it to the exact days. And I think what scares me is that simultaneously, the moon is going to be just off of my Leo Mars, and square my Scorpio Venus. And, you know, Leo rules the heart. And that scares me. Okay. Also, simultaneously, Mercury will be opposing that moon. So I'm scared of that too, because that's going to be square my Venus in Scorpio, and also square my, well, that's kind of wide, but it's about 4 degrees. That's 5. That's still ugly because it's a T square. And so I'm going to give it, because that's such a major T square, that I'm going to give it. On top of that T square, then I've got Mars, or excuse me, Venus is going to be on my Mercury, and Mars is going to be retrograding, opposing my Mercury. And I know this would be my 1st and 7th house. So first of all, I'm scared. I hope no one comes after me for something I said, or the way I look, or anything like that. Saturn on the sun in general is never, in my opinion, a good thing. I don't think, but you know, I'm worried. I think I'm worried. I'm worried. Maybe Saturn will reward me for what I've done, but maybe it won't, especially if I have not done the right thing between now and the end of January. It really makes me feel like maybe that's what Saturn on the sun is going to represent, me being extra vigilant and diligent. Vigilant and diligent. That's the words I want. I'm just worried because of where the transiting planets are. Like this Uranus, or excuse me, Neptune. Well, Uranus too, because Uranus is at 23 degrees of Taurus. And that sets up, well, we're talking grand square. That'll give that, because the moon's involved at 27 degrees. It's a grand square. It's going to be a horrible thing. I mean, it's fixed, and we're talking about the fixed signs of Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo, with Leo being the flashy, you know, persona, and my Mars being there. My Mars is in the 7th house. Isn't that horrific? I hide away because I don't want to incur the wrath of other people. I'm sure that someone with their South Node sitting in their 1st house, some people probably just look at me and, first of all, like I said, all you see is Michael Jackson, but there might be other things that come up, because, you know, I'm just one of those people. I'm kind of that weird kind of person that gives off that weird thing. Like, what going on with her face? Like, been that way my whole life. Like, what's going on with that face? What's going on with that girl? What's that going on? So, and I don't even know what the heck's been going on with me my whole life. So it's hard for me to explain to other people just who I am. But I think whenever you're dealing with anything touching the progressed sun, that's not good. But the fact that it's Saturn in Pisces, Saturn don't even like being in Pisces. I gotta just look this up. I don't know if anyone's even with me anymore, and that's okay. I'm just recording now because I found out something like that. Uh, like, oh, hell to the no. You know what I mean? I've got to look up stuff from my own darn self. And y'all can be upset at me all you want um, for just diverting. Because, first of all, like I said, I got ADHD. Oh my goodness, look what it says. I knew this was not going to be good, but this is not the same as what I'm looking for. I said Saturn conjunct progressed Sun. It gave me progressed Sun conjunct Saturn. That's two completely different things. I mean, it really is. So I need this to understand this is not aspects to my Saturn. We're talking about the progressed Sun. Let me do it like this: progressed Sun conjunct transiting Saturn. Maybe does anyone have that? It's a very unfavorable position, no matter how you put it. A critical time which all affairs tend to go wrong. Well, damn. Mm, mm, mm. It's similar. They say the difference, though, if it was, Saturn, it would be several years. This is only going to be several days. Thank God. The exact, because imagine it sitting on Saturn for like months, like at the same degree. But no, this is not. This is just one day. Because the progressed Sun takes a while to move. And Saturn takes a little while. But in this case, since, it's only going to be at 17 degrees exactly for just a few days. And it's right there at the end. And you know what's so funny? I always have a bad time around the Super Bowl. Like, I cannot begin to explain to you how many years I've had bad luck around the Super Bowl. It's like a tradition in my life. Uh, uh, Hard work, discipline, patience. You must stand up and be counted. I guess they're just telling me what Sun conjunct Saturn in general means because you have to stand up and be counted. It keeps saying that. Hard work, discipline, and patience. Attend to your duties and obligations. You may have to take on extra responsibility or act as a mentor or guide. This can be a time of great satisfaction with achievements, recognition, and promotion. Let me see what he says. Hold on. This is not right because they're not talking about progressed. It's different than it being the Sun. And I wish more people, maybe I'm the person who needs to do all of the things that go on to YouTube about progressions. I don't think enough people spend time on progressions. And they all are saying the same exact thing. It's so frustrating. So, yeah, I feel like I've got to do my own work here because it's not been created yet. The closest is what let me see what they said at Linda Goodman's. Yeah, this is just people talking about it. The meaning of progress Sun conjunct progress Saturn. This is not progress Saturn. This is transiting Saturn. And the way they fill in the gaps left by transit predictions. Can anyone share light? I miss Linda Land, which, by the way, was a place I did hang out. But the funny thing is, they need to have. They're like, there has to be some progression experts in here, and people are like, I don't know much about progressions, and I'm like, you know what? Um, they said progressions like transits are more about emotional upheavals and changes, right? External manifestations are a product of that internal strife and not necessarily the catalyst of them. This is weird because I am wondering if I'm going to break down something, which this is saying the sun, of course, vitality, power, will, identity, and Saturn is challenges, lessons, standards, ambitions. So if I can somehow match power and ambition, willpower and vitality with my ambitions and lessons and maybe teaching or something, then this might not be so painful. Maybe that moon on my Mars in the seventh house is me reaching out to other people in a really outpouring way. I always wondered how that Mars in Leo in the seventh house would manifest. I mean, other than appearing to be a complete and total narcissist, I mean, I'm just keeping it real. That's what, to me, that's what Mars in the seventh house in Leo is. It, and lots of marriages. I'm, you know, I'm sure I don't know if I'll have another one, but I have a feeling the opportunity for another one will come back. Another one. So yeah, when I look at this, first of all, Linda Goodman's been gone for a while, and Linda Land is just a whole bunch of old discussions from people like me who used to go there and ask these questions or talk about these things. What bothers me is the lack of people who are talking about these things and putting all of these out there. So that's a thing, you guys. Like transiting planets, not only transit your natal planets, but transiting planets are also transiting your progressed planets. And it's important that we take time to talk about that. Obviously, there's not a lot of professionals that are doing that. So I'm going to make a series, let me write this down, where this is what I'm going to talk about. How the transiting planets are affecting the progressed planets. Because the most important things, if you do nothing else, when you're looking at, so let me just write this down, progressed planets affected by transiting planets. And I might not do every single one right away because it'll take a while, but you want to do the basics like the sun, moon, ascendant, and Saturn. Like transiting Saturn is the most, okay, maybe I learned astrology differently, but in my work and how I do things, and I'm just being perfectly honest, Saturn is the most important transit. It's the most important landing in the horoscope. So when I first look at a horoscope chart, I look immediately to see where the natal Saturn is and where the progressed Saturn is and where transiting Saturn is right now, because all of those are indications of what is going on in that person's life. Saturn is a huge indicator of where a person is in their life. And in my case, it's down in that little third, that last quadrant, under the first house. It's in my second house. It's when you get old. I'm it's when you start getting old. And I am worried about my heart. I won't lie. They had prescribed me a statin, and technically I'm supposed to be taking a statin, but I have not officially started the statin. And the reason why is because one, my last blood work was almost perfect. It was just a little bit high, so they prescribed me more of the statin. But I don't want to start it because once you start it, you can never stop. Does anyone know that? Once you start your statin, you can never stop your statin. And the way most people stop is when they die. That's why I don't even want to go there with it. I'm like, but I can tell I'm feeling something in my chest right now. And I don't know why. And it's like, oh, what have I done? I burp. I've got GERD. See, I don't even know if I'm going to share this video. This is what Saturn on your progressed sun does. All my excitement and fun and joy has turned into conversations about heart trouble and GERD. It's and it's life, right? What do you do? I'm at that age. I mean, I'm going to be, that age. And I don't like saying that and I don't like experiencing it, but I have to be honest about it. And I feel like it's motivating me to do more because I think I was meh, I don't want to do anything. But I'm thinking, well, I should at least put out something. First of all, if I need money, I'm not going to be able to make any money unless I put out a product for people to buy. So I definitely am going to work on something so that I can offer it to you guys to purchase from me. And I gotta say, I really haven't been pushing sales or anything like that. But if you like to order an actual reading with me, and not a service, but just a reading or a report, you can go to the website, which is astrologyalookinside.com, and go to the shop there. So I think just go /shop and just go to shop. And there's a variety of things. Go check it out and hang around and see what's there that you might like. And I'll provide that service for you. So I am going to be changing some of the formats to the websites. And that website might be one of the websites that changes. So I just want people to know that there are changes going on. Uh, Most likely, it's because of finances. And I could save probably about $100 a month. So I'm going to consider doing something drastic with all my websites. So I just want to say that so that you guys know that's what's going on. But other than that, let's talk about where the planets are right now. And and so sorry, one of the things that nobody wants to see, because Venus is in my first house, which tells me I need to be careful. I mean, I've got Pluto in my first house, I got Venus in my first house. It's basically sitting on my Mercury. And so I there's a lot of thinking about my health and my body and healing and taking care of myself. But it's difficult when you've got Saturn sitting on your progressed sun. And that is what's going on. So there's a lot of fear here for myself. And it's in my second house. So I am fearful that it is because of money issues, or that it is basically going to manifest as money issues. I've had some really bad experiences with money. But I'm thinking now that I'm seeing this on the 10th of December, if I really put forth a big push between now and in the 31st of January, perhaps I'll find a way to have some kind of Saturn reward. Saturn tends to reward when you've done things well or halfway well. It really does kick your butt when you don't. And I do fear that for me, it may be that I have not taken good care of my finances. I was once 500 pounds, so I ate very richly, and I still fight habits, even though I've lost a lot of weight. I recently lost 170 pounds. And that's also very hard on your body. Um, so that's happening, you know. And right now, I'm also seeing that my progressed ascendant is square my natal ascendant, especially uh, on that day of January 31st. So that's also going to be this telling me, it's letting me know that this is going to be a very stressful day. Very, very stressful. And I'm just hoping my health is going to be okay, that I am not going to overwork, that, that I'll be all right. Jupiter's in my fifth house in Gemini. And I'm just hoping all will be well. That's, let's just hope all will be well. And because right now I'm feeling kind of weird around my heart. I've been talking about it this whole time because it's not feeling great. Well, there's a verb, but yeah, it's not feeling that great. Um, yeah, my deepest apologies, you guys. I want to do one other thing. Let me just check for my daughter really quick. Sorry. Oh, my daughter's got a progressed sun in Libra. She's so beautiful. She's such a beautiful person. She really is. She's got her moon square her progressed Mercury and her progressed Venus. The moon. Oh, I hope I'm going to be okay. Her progressed Mars will be in my first house on my Mercury. And Saturn will be on her Jupiter. This doesn't bode well. This is, maybe her being worried about her mother. Also, that her progressed moon is in my first house. Progressed Venus is on my midheaven. So her ascendant is at 24 degrees and 57. I want to find out the exact degree that this is occurring at, because she also has her part of fortune at 24 degrees and 54 minutes. That's what I came here to originally find out. So let's go and find out what this exact degree is. I think I found a place that might have it. Let me see. This might be why I'm in trouble, because I'm so greedy. I'm smelling something that smells so good, and now I'm going to go and finish my dinner. But let me see if I can find... hold on. So this is what it said, by the way, and I went to cafeastrology.com, which I love. Thank God for Cafe Astrology. Oh, anyway, progressed Sun conjunct Saturn, which is not exactly what's going on. We've got transiting Saturn conjunct progress sun. But we're going to just mince these a little bit and get a vibe. So it's saying that it's about the chart will nag you to turn your attention to your duties and your responsibilities, things you may not want to do but feel that you must. And these duties can be more real or imagined than real, but they're intense and. So one measure of mastery of life is to be able to recognize reality, and this is a good time to begin to disseminate. What you accomplish under this progression could be of lasting benefit when you follow the illumination of the sun and discipline of Saturn. This is an excellent time for organization and planning to promote form and order. Just don't let it extend to the point of trying to order and organize people. You could meet resistance. Excuse me. Your energy may be low, so you may or will need to conserve it by careful planning and doing only what is necessary. You will feel pressure from any necessary tasks you leave undone during this period. This may not be an emotionally comfortable aspect when it comes to relating to people, but don't dwell on feelings of loneliness and depression. Get to work. That is what this energy is all about. So I do sense that this is about work. It's happening in my second house of money. And I just had this vibe. I mean, I don't want to, die working, which my horoscope already predicted will happen, but it's now horrific. I do want to, if I can make some money, because I've been very worried about it. And I feel that I've got the right products and things to offer. So I'm going to create a couple of campaigns. This is something that's been on my mind for the last couple of days. So I'm amazed that this is telling me that leading up to the Super Bowl, it looks like, because this is the 30th, 31st of January. So that was great information. So now let's find out the exact degree so I can find out for my daughter if it is exactly on her. Okay, this is not what I want. Full moon. Full moon. Are you going to tell me? Hey. Oh, it is sixth house for me, I think. I need to make sure though. I know it's close to it. Is my sixth house start. 25 degrees. So it's still in my fifth house. Oh, so full moon's in my fifth house. You want to have fun. Demands of larger goals in life may be eclipsing your pleasures. Yes. Can be hard to find time for everything you want to do. Without creative expression, you simply won't feel complete. Time to do something self-expressive, fun, and creative. May be required to complete a creative project. An overwhelming need to pour your heart out to a lover. A romantic affair. Whirlwind activity surrounding your child or children. Okay. So I want to find out, maybe this is what it is. I need to find out if this is exactly on my baby son. Hold on. Or on her, okay, let's see. So it is in her 12th house, but it is right on her ascendant. I mean, right on it. Oh, and it goes into Cancer too on the same day. I still don't have the exact damn, excuse my, like, no one's telling me the damn degree. I want the exact degrees. I need the minutes. Can you tell? They're telling me everything about everything happening that day except for the actual full moon. So I'm so angry. See, this is what I do. Because for me, it's about specifics. I don't want to just know. I want the degrees. I want the specific degrees. And they make it so darn difficult. Just tell me the darn number. I should have been found this number by now. This is upsetting. And I still don't have it. I'm still looking. I'm looking at all kind of stupid things, but nobody is telling me this full moon degree. I'm a little bit angry at how difficult it is to find this. Usually I find something right away, but I'm struggling here. It really is not showing me anything of value. I'm in shock, actually. This has got to be. This is weird. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So they're saying it happens at 23 degrees. But this is probably England. Let me see. No, there's this Eastern. So it's technically happening inside of her 12th house. It might be health related. Let me just check something. Here we go with Christiane. It passes over a Lilith. Her Lilith is at 21 degrees of Gemini. It's, oh my gosh. Her Lilith, oh, okay. That's Libra. Oh my gosh, her Lilith, her progressed Lilith is exactly trine this full moon at 23 degrees and 53 minutes of Libra, which is really close to her Venus. I think she's about to get a good job, but I could be wrong. Because it's really close. It's within a degree from her part of fortune. I thought it was going to be in or closer to the ascendant, but it's still about a degree away from the ascendant. So let's hope it's not anything bad, something good. Oh. Here they were talking about the meaning of this Gemini moon exactly opposing the Sagittarius sun. And they're saying that Gemini represents the lower mind when Sagittarius represents the higher mind. And a Gemini moon encourages us, it encourages us to think logically, while Sagittarius persuades us to think in a far broader manner. Sagittarius symbolizes the quest for meaning and ideas that expand upon the here and now. Gemini is quite comfortable in his or her immediate environment or neighborhood, while Sagittarius stimulates us to venture. And neglecting either end of the axis will surely backfire. Ideally, a balance should be found between the two energies. And this is what the full moon invites us to do. Full moon is about communication, attitude, and a sense of adventure. Because we're talking about Gemini and Sagittarius. So a combination of communication and attitude and adventure. I just don't, I hope that you're not going to use that day as a day to like, I want to be right about something. Because I always say that whenever we're dealing with Sagittarius and Gemini aspects, that tends to happen and these crazy arguments start where people are battling over like an ideal or a thought or mindset. And don't do that. It's, it's hard to change someone's belief system. Anyway, something has been building inside of us, and now is the time when the energy of the cosmos fairly demands that we let it out. Over the next 2 weeks, we'll discover what this means for us. For now, we can't sit on our feelings. We need to express them. The full moon is a time of culmination and the promise of fulfillment that started with the new moon. It's an emotional time of romance, fertilization, relationships. It's, let's see, these feelings and revelations are emotional, sense of emotions bursting forth into our consciousness, a time to express ourselves, let things out of our systems. Of course, we might want to exercise some care while doing so, knowing that what is coming out of us is not particularly rational. And we should finalize plans. Probably, finalizing plans should probably be saved for a later date. And we should watch out for making too quick decisions. Instead, we should pay close attention to what's illuminated now. And that makes sense. They're saying that through events or tensions that we can get a better understanding of ourselves, particularly our desires. The chart wheel shows the main, most important influences, which is useful to see. Okay. So, it is about that communication and sense of adventure. And I'm glad I found out that it's technically in her 12th house and not her first house. Interesting. Although it is a degree from the ascendant. So I am wondering how that is going to affect my daughter. Very interesting indeed. I just realized that her Jupiter is opposing her sun and moon and Mercury. I thought we were done with this. This is in January. This poor kid. I hope the thing moves because it retrogrades. I forgot it's retrograding by January. So she's got to go back with Jupiter over her sun again. I I did not think it was going to do it, but it is. Saturn did not go back over her, or no, excuse me, squaring her sun, Jupiter squaring, because that's Gemini. Yeah. She just got finished with Saturn, opposing her sun, moon, and Mercury. And now she's got to deal with freaking Saturn, or excuse me, Jupiter, squaring her sun, moon, and Mercury. So this, and from her 12th house. Oh, 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 God. I wouldn't wish that on my dog. And this is my daughter, so I want to cry. I mean, it's so much stress, right? Especially if something happens to me, but who wants to have Jupiter, of all things, screwing your sun, moon, and Mercury? Or excuse your sun, moon, yeah, sun, moon, and Mercury. Ugh. This is either going to make her extremely strong as a person or just weird her out, because Pluto is sitting right on her freaking progressed Mars. I mean, exactly. Her progressed Mars is at 2 degrees and 2 minutes of Aquarius. This is fate. This doesn't happen unless it's meant to happen, because Pluto is sitting right on her progressed Mars. Oh, this is not good. Oh, no, 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 no. Let me see. Oh, no. Is it my baby? It says energy, drive, and ambition and passion, but let me see. Incredible increase in ambition, sex drive, lust for power, selfishness and ruthless, even violence, if something stands in your way. I don't want anything like that to happen to her. It is, but it's a period of intense exertion. No, this is not her natal Mars. Oh, gosh. That we really do need to have way more progression conversations. So when I type in progression, Google finds it. Google does not have very many progression. So Mars conjunct Pluto transit is a tendency toward selfishness, can lead to ruthless behavior, even violence. Cannot ignore this powerful energy. Trying to bury it will only result in outbursts of temper or subversive action. It increases willpower, drive to succeed. Passionate, obsessive, and intense. I knew it. It's a transit of death. I thought so. Mars on Pluto, I always, and so I don't want anything to affect my baby or something that happens to me. Here is something. Sorry if this is too grim for the weekend. I'm just curious about what transit you saw when someone passed on. And someone was saying they think that fixed stars are considered especially deadly, dangerous, if they're involved in with particular degrees. I'm upset about it. So it seems that the Pluto Mars stressful aspects are more violent, like if they're stressful. In this case, they're together, but not so much stressful. What bothers me though is that 2 degrees, if I'm not mistaken, is on her. No, it's inside of her. It's inside of her midheaven, but her midheaven's at 0 degrees. So it's like right at the top of her chart. You know what I mean? And so it scares me. They were saying that Jupiter is seen in the death charts as well, not just, Pluto or Mars. And with the squares going on, I don't like that. Someone said, why would Jupiter bring death? Usually after a long illness. And my daughter has had a lot of illness. I just hope, because I want her to get better, and no one wants them to get worse, right? So, hmm. Wow. Okay. The conversation got weird about reptilian rape or something. Like what? Sadly, some people are really deep and they go into a deeper place in the spiritual realm than I go. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So, yeah, that happened. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm even going to share all of this, me doing my crazy research and you guys having to hear me ramble about me and my daughter and what's going on. But I mean, I might. I don't know. I'm just sharing. I'm just doing what I do. This is what I do. I do my research. You know what I mean? I don't just come out here and start running my mouth, because if I do and I miss something, then I'll feel foolish, and I don't want to feel foolish. I want to have facts and give facts. So in this case, I am thinking that this is going to be an interesting full moon. I think for a lot of people, but I think in particular because Sagittarius and Gemini just tend to start arguing. Like they talk, right? Gemini likes to talk. Sagittarius likes to be right. That's just like a daily combination, and they're natural enemies anyway. So that day usually is a day that I tell people to shut up. Please do not get into your political battles that day. Because I'm telling you, that is exactly what it wants to do, is to go into the political battlefield with you. And unless that's what you want to do, I mean, I would avoid it at all costs. Like, don't go there. Like, you know, who goes there? I mean, the fact that Saturn and Jupiter are square in the first place, I mean, I think we all should be like careful with Saturn and Jupiter square each other today. But I mean, then we've got the sun, and that's setting up a T square. I mean, basically, we're living in this T square right now, and Mercury's at 9 degrees. That's making a wide, uh, you know, it's a little wide, I guess, for a T square, but the sun is definitely touching on both Saturn and Jupiter. So, I think that's part of the meh. I said I was meh when I got out here. And I think that's part of it, this weird T square with Jupiter and Saturn. I mean, Jupiter is usually our happiness, it's usually our joy. It's what makes us happy. But if we are not happy because Saturn is sitting on it like a ton of bricks, making you think about all the horrible things, I'm worried about when the man gets into office as the president. That's what I'm saying. I went right back to that again. But that's part of the meh too. Like I said, we had all this hope and dreams, and I mean, Kamala was so hopeful and so sweet, and I wish we were going in that direction. But instead, there's this fear. There's this coldness, and like I said, this is going to be a cold moon. So, over the next 5 days, this is what's happening. And well, right now we got Mars at 11 degrees of Aries, and it's probably why I'm speaking out. It's right there at the cusp between my second and third house. And so here I am, running my mouth. I bet you if I hit refresh, it is in my third house already. So, it is what it is. And Mercury is in Sagittarius. So speaking out, the sun's in Sagittarius, speaking out about your truth, and it's especially the way it's affecting me. It's very, very important. Mars also being at 6 degrees of Leo, retrograding of all things. Oh, Mercury's retrograding too. And Jupiter's retrograding. And Uranus is retrograding. That's the meh. That's that feeling. It's like we're going backwards or stuck in mud. I feel like a lot of people feel that way, especially when it comes to things like politics. Because Sagittarius rules politics and law, right? And so I feel like we've all been dealing with this. It's a T-square. It's ugly. It's not good. Oh, I just realized that Venus is sitting exactly on my Mercury. No wonder I'm out here talking and running my mouth with the music playing. How Venus and Mercury combination is that? Also, we talked about Mars at 6 degrees of Leo. We talked about Jupiter retrograding at 15 degrees of Gemini. We talked about Saturn at 13 degrees of Pisces. I'm upset about you, Saturn, sitting on my Pisces, Jupiter on top of the stupid Jupiter square my Jupiter. The Saturn's been sitting on my Jupiter in the second house of money, and it's been not very good. But I'm thinking Saturn usually helps you to work hard and come up with a solution. So maybe before it leaves my second house, it's going to help me to make money. Uranus is retrograding at 24 degrees of Taurus. And, that's where it is. It's retrograding. Luckily, it's not touching off on anything important right now, which is kind of good because we don't want that. I will say that I think that Pluto is technically conjunct Venus right now. So, because Pluto's at 27 degrees, 0 degrees and 27 minutes of Aquarius, and Venus is at 3 degrees of Aquarius. So I think that that's power in that Venus in Aquarius. So that could be happening. The North Node is at 3 degrees of Aries, and that's retrograding. But I love that 3 degrees of Aries is sextile that 3 degrees of Venus. Oh, yes. That could really be something. That might be why I really am sitting here with the music playing in the background. I just saying. Also, Chiron is at 19 degrees of Aries. And I love that because that is trine the sun, which is at 18 degrees of Sagittarius. So, and also we've got the moon at 11 degrees of Aries right now. So Chiron's sitting on that moon because Chiron's retrograding. But I like that. I mean, at least a day that I came out here to talk and run my mouth. It seems like this was the day to come out and talk and run my mouth. So I obviously picked a good day to do it, right? So I will do this because